And now, representing our Girls Inc. program is an amazing young woman who is unafraid. She's breaking all kinds of barriers. Please welcome Hunters Lane High School senior, Jaida Kline.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jaida Kline. I am a member of this beautiful organization and sisterhood called Girls Inc. When I first joined Girls Inc., I saw that there was a girl who was very introverted, a girl who felt powerless in her community. She wasn't open-minded, and she didn't like to be vulnerable, and she was going through a lot. That girl had been a student at Cambridge High School in Antioch. She had spent her freshman and sophomore years there, making friends and getting along as best as she could. But at home, things weren't going so great. That girl and her family had to move away from her school, and her mom couldn't find a place in Antioch to live. This was all happening at the end of her sophomore year. That girl and her family were homeless for a while, but they finally found a place in Madison. The move seemed like it was 100 miles away from Antioch, but this was their new home. She stayed in the house all the time with her sister and brother. You see, it wasn't the best neighborhood. The TV news crews were always pulling up. They were following the police cars that were there on a daily basis. Soon the neighborhood became a little better, and the kids began to go outside and play ball and different other games. But before all of that, school's getting ready to start. And starting a brand new high school your junior year is really tough. You have to learn not only to make new friends, but make the right friends. This teenage girl had left all her friends at Cambridge High School. And at this new school, this girl was always by herself. And this was something she had to get used to, because being by herself wasn't unheard of to her. To tell you the truth, she was pretty sad because she didn't have her old friends there, and she didn't know how to make new friends. She felt isolated, especially during lunch. At Hunters Lane High School, there's this thing called One Lunch. All of the students have lunch at the same time. The kids grab their lunches and go off together and hang out in their groups. But for this girl, well, she didn't have a group of friends. She didn't even have a favorite friend. She was able to call some of her old friends back at Cambridge during one lunch, but it wasn't the same as actually hanging out with them. One place she did go to during one lunch was her favorite teacher's classroom, Dr. Melissa Fultz, also known as Grandma Fultz. She's absolutely the best. Soon after the start of the school year, this girl was in Dr. Fultz's classroom for one lunch, and she saw a stranger there. The strange woman was getting ready for her club she was hosting every Monday. Little did the girl know that stranger would become a trusted friend and mentor. This stranger was Miss Vanessa, and she started talking about Girls Inc. and gave that girl so much information in under 5 minutes. She told the girl that it was a safe place where girls can come together to be themselves. Girls would learn from each other and grow strong together. Dr. Fultz encouraged the girl to do it, and she thought to herself, it's not anything that's negative. It was something positive, so she gave it a shot. Every Monday, that girl came to Girls Inc. during one lunch to learn something new, to find that power deep within her, and to build relationships. The girl built those relationships not only in the small Girls Inc. community, but outside in the 1,700 student Hunters Lane community. After the girl joined Girls Inc., she was motivated to do other things in school. She joined the SGA, that's the Student Government Association, and she decided to run for junior class president. Nobody knew her since she had recently moved to Hunters Lane. That girl had no expectations, but I think people were inspired by what she had to say. She had been in Girls Inc. for a month by this time, and she was becoming very bold. She had to give a speech for the election, and it was great. She explained how the adults were always listening to the students, but she would be the person to listen and talk for the students. She promised to be the best class president she could be, and she won. Before Girls Inc., this girl wouldn't talk at all, but Girls Inc. helped her find her voice. Throughout her junior year, the girl urged other girls to join Girls Inc. It was a place where she felt safe and loved. And if she felt this way, why couldn't other girls feel the same? Her whole junior year in high school, she recruited more and more girls with Miss Vanessa. She had so much fun and learned so much. That girl came back to Hunters Lane her senior year. There were so many girls who joined Girls Inc. She learned that she did have power in her community. That girl ran for senior class president, and she won, and also became vice president of the Student Government Association for their entire student body. She is also an ambassador for her school. Girls Inc. has inspired her to use her voice and to be bold and smart. But there was something else that she needed, the strength to handle her emotions. Midway through the year, she met Hunters Lane counselor and head wrestling coach, Mr. Levickis. He told the girl about the wrestling team, and he encouraged her to try out. She thought about it for 3 days, and she finally told Coach that she'd do it. One of her guy friends joked around with her and said that the other girls on the other team were going to flip her, meaning that she wasn't strong enough to do it. But that made her a little bit more determined to do it. She would have never did any of these things without Girls Inc. and in her Girls Inc. family. She went to the wrestling meeting, and there was another girl who showed up to be a manager. Another girl was just there just to watch. After the encouragement from the girl, the other two joined the team. Joining the wrestling team was important to this girl. It taught her about competition. She didn't like losing. That's because she thought that it meant you were a failure. She had to learn that if she lost, but I did her best, she actually won. This girl had to learn this new and strange sport, and they also had to learn how to handle their emotions. This was the main reason why the girl had joined the team. Her whole life, she would let all of her emotions build up inside of her. Until that time, the only outlet for this teenage girl had been journaling and church. But wrestling was something that taught her how to be both mentally and physically strong. Before Girls Inc., if she'd have lost a game or a contest, she'd just walk away. But now, she learned that shaking hands and giving your opponent a hug shows that you have character. She became a team captain and was the first female in her school history to do it. All of the girls on the team proved that they were strong and resilient and able to take on anything that was set before them. Everything that happened to this girl happened because of Girls Inc. That girl let the love and the secure environment take a hold of her. She was no longer the girl in the beginning who thought she was average. She was renewed. That girl knew she was beautiful. She knew she was strong. She knew she was smart. And she knew she was bold. And you want to know something? That girl is me. That girl is me. Yes, that girl is Jaida Kline. Girls Inc. has changed my mind and my life for the better. I've made new friends and mentors. I've learned how to deal with my emotions. I've learned how to financially take care of myself. Without Girls Inc., I think it would have been way harder for me to become the beautiful young lady that I am today. So yes, I truly believe that I'm strong, smart, and bold. I'll be graduating next month from Hunters Lane with a good GPA, and I plan to attend Austin Peay State University or Belmont University, where I'll study computer science and mathematics. Yes, it's a male-dominated field, but I'm ready to take it on, and I'm gonna do it. Thank you. I wouldn't be standing here before you if Girls Inc. hadn't been in my life. I have a strong faith in God and my church, and I love my family. My wonderful Aunt Tanisha and my uncle are here, and I love my family. But Girls Inc. was the thing that had been missing. After Girls Inc., all the pieces were put back into place. All of the positive things started to happen. Girls Inc. has affected me in the most positive way. Sometimes talking about it makes me a little emotional because I've seen the growth in myself. I encourage leaders in this room today to support Girls Inc. I'm forever grateful, and I'm so excited to start my new life in college this fall. And if I attend Austin Peay, there's even a wrestling club for me to continue the sport. I hope you all continue to find your love in Girls Inc. and grow in it. I love each and every one of you. And thank you for this opportunity for letting me share my girls' experience with you.